Hello, I'm King Koopa. Today we're going to talk about Universe B of the X-Men movies. Universe B, it's what I'm calling it, and I've started calling it online because it's not a timeline, it's a different universe, okay? It's Universe B. Now, in this video, we'll cover X-Men First Class, the multiversal cornerstone Days of Future Past, and X-Men Apocalypse. Now, I own all four of the movies in this universe, Universe B, but Dark Phoenix is worth talking about on its own because I also have the comic, so I'm going to talk about that in a different video. Hit the music! Alright, starting off strong, we have 2011's X-Men First Class, directed by Matthew Vaughn. Now, this movie brought the series back in a big way, giving us a whole new universe. We'll get to it! Jeez! This movie started off as another anthology in the style of X-Men Origins Wolverine. It was actually supposed to be called X-Men Origins Magneto. Now, while that movie made money, X-Men Origins Wolverine, that movie made money, the reception was terrible. It's a bad movie. I mean, it's fun, but it's like a fun action. It's fun, but ultimately not what the audiences wanted. X-Men First Class stars Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, James McAvoy, Nicholas Hoult, and Kevin Bacon as the villain, a literal Nazi named Sebastian Shaw. Kevin Bacon hands it up in the role, and he's quite memorable. Now, this movie, in tandem with Hunger Games, launched Jennifer Lawrence into the A-list for the remainder of that decade, the 2010s. Now, my thoughts on this movie is I share the common opinion here. It looked great, the acting is great, and it also has a great direction. It's a good movie. 8 out of 10. Number 2. Moving along now, we're going to talk about 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past. This movie was released a year after The Wolverine, which had a post-credit scene that gestured broadly to the events of this movie. As I personally consider The Wolverine as the conclusion to Universe A, you know what I'm saying, X-Men Origins Wolverine starts it, and then you got the X-Men trilogy, and then The Wolverine finishes Universe A. We never see what happened to the original iterations of these characters. Now, the acting in this movie is top tier stuff. Everyone came to work. Also of note is the elevation of the action. Everything is well choreographed and the visuals look great. The main actors from the previous movies return, and one of the many things unique to this superhero movie is that the enemy is an idea, not a singular foe. An idea that gets out of control and pushes our heroes to the limit. Again, with this one, my opinion is shared broadly. This movie is phenomenal. It is possibly the best superhero movie ever made. There is an argument there to be had. It just is. But it's also one of the best movies ever made. The argument also is there. And I rate it 10 out of 10. Alright, and to wrap up this particular video, we have X-Men Apocalypse, released just 2 years after Days of Future Past in 2016. It came out the same year as Captain America Civil War, and I don't know if you ever heard of that movie, but that movie washes this one. It's better. But this movie is fun. I like this movie. Now, I have a note here from the legal department. It says, talk about the billboard first. Okay? Well, I'll show you the billboard. And this billboard is what people had to look at when they were driving to work, and that's rough. That's messed up. Yeah, so people were upset about that. This movie retains a principal cast from the previous 2 movies, Professor X, Mystique, Magneto, Beast, and also the actor who played Havoc. I didn't mention him because he's really a minor character, while adding a new crop of mutants to join the ranks of either Apocalypse or Professor X. Some of the new members include Storm and Cyclops, core members of the X-Men roster, played by Alexandra Shipp and Ty Sheridan, respectively. This movie continues Universe B, which began with First Class, making this the third in its series. Here, the villain is Ensabanur, played by Oscar Isaac, or Apocalypse. But, I guess his name translates to End of Days or something. I don't know. He's got cool powers, but this movie looks great. It's kind of long, but it's still, well, it's mostly fun. The dialogue is very weak in places, and this tells me the likely culprit is the director, who's been accused of worse things than what I'm accusing him of right now. The acting itself is of a high standard, but it's juggling too many characters, and I rate this movie a 6 out of 10. There is another movie in Universe B, I mentioned it at the start, and that movie is Dark Phoenix. That movie is a whole other mess, but I have the comic, the omnibus, whatever. I have it. This movie is worth talking about on its own because it is a special kind of bad, which makes no sense given the at least decent quality of the previous three in the series and the acting talent involved, but we'll break that down in the next episode. For now, Merry Xmas, Happy Holidays, Koopas, and Season's greetings. Remember, Koopas, be kind to people you have no reason to be kind to. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I want you to have a nice day. Oh.